Hey y'all, I'm Savannah and this is Savannah Says. So today I am picking the next round of Ween books for the fall. I have my jar here. I don't know what I would call this. Like, I can't call it Halloween because Halloween's technically in October, but I can't call it Fall-oween either because that sounds dumb. The name is a work in progress, okay? But we're gonna pick the next 13 books. Before we do, I'm just gonna say that the update for like the summer ween is coming eventually. I have to figure out how I'm gonna do it, but that is wrapping up. I just wanted to get the new picks out of the way so we can move on with our summer/fall. So yeah, let's get started. I'm just gonna, the jar's a little full, so we're gonna mix it up. One just fell out, so we're gonna use that one. Oh, as usual, I'm just going to show you what I picked and then read a brief synopsis, let y'all know what's up. First up, we have The Shadow Glass by Josh Winning. So it looks like the plot of this book is this guy, his father is like a movie filmmaker from the 80s, and he made movies in the vein of like The Muppets, apparently, and like Dark Labyrinth, or The Dark Crystal and Labyrinth. And so he goes home after his father's death and he realizes that the puppets are alive and he actually has to save the world. So yeah, that sounds cute. Other Worlds for Smoke by Maria Griffin. Other Words for Smoke, my bad. Apparently this house burns down and no one really knows how it burned down except the two, it seems like there's two kids who are a part of this family who own the house, and they know like the secrets of why it burned down. Goodreads says it's fantasy horror for young adults, so it's very vague, the synopsis, but we'll see. Direwood by Catherine Yu, which looks like this book's not even out yet. So I'll tell you what it's about and I'll just pick a new one. Okay, so apparently this girl is looking for her lost sister and she thinks that this vampire took her sister from like into these haunted woods, and she encounters the vampire, gets lured into like his colony, and where in this colony there's like a bunch of lost children, but her sister is not there, and so I guess they're solving the mystery of, well, by them I mean her, solving the mystery of what happened to her sister. Yeah, I will say I don't really want to be like spoiled for, like, you know, sometimes reading the synopses you kind of read too much and you end up like knowing too much about the book when it's probably better off that you don't. So this one will be an honorable mention because it's not out yet. Again, we'll see. So the replacement for Direwood is The Legend of Sleepy Hollow. Okay, this is a classic, and I've seen the Disney cartoon version, and all I know is that actually I've seen the movie with Johnny Depp too. That movie's actually kind of good. So there's like a headless horseman and he's killing people in this town. I forget the guy who solves the mystery, but Ichabod Crane is the one who solves the mystery, at least in the book. I mean, I don't know what his job is in the movie, but in the book it says he's a school teacher, so excited to read that one. We have River of Ashes by Alexandra Weiss. And Goodreads says that this is a psychological portrait akin to Lord of the Flies, which does not bode well because I do not like Lord of the Flies, but I'm assuming this is like some type of kids, it looks like they're at least in high school here, so that's good. Kids just sort of, I honestly don't really understand what this book is about and why it's compared to Lord of the Flies, because reading the synopsis does not seem like that, but it's like a murder mystery from what I'm understanding. And the river might be evil? Haunted? We'll find out together. Gilded Needles by Michael McDowell. So apparently there's this woman who is like the queen of, they're in New York, there's like this woman who's like the queen of like this like seedy underground where they have like casinos, drug dens, all that kind of stuff. The women who are in charge of this like ring of underground criminal behavior, they're all not nice, they're kind of evil. And so this one girl is vowing revenge because they've all of these women have gotten invitations to their own funerals, from what I can deduce from the synopsis. It is historical fiction / horror, so I'm assuming that it's, I don't know what I'm assuming. I'm just talking at this point, you know, we'll see. The Black Tongue Thief by Christopher Bowman. I don't really know why this is in the horror pile. It seems to be more of a fantasy, but this book, yeah, so it seems like this main character he was taken in by this like guild of thieves and they taught him how to be a thief, but now he owes them tuition money. So he's planning to rob like the next person he comes across, but the person he comes across is this woman who's a knight and she survived fighting through these goblin wars, and she's also a goddess. a handmaiden to the goddess of death. And so I guess they team up together to do something I'm not sure of. You know, it sounds interesting though, and that's all we can ask for. Plain Bad Heroines by Emily M. Danforth. So it seems like this book is like a historical fiction / horror, and these two girls in the past are, you know, they're obsessed with this author, and so they make like this club called the Bad Heroines Club, and they basically like die by suicide, but through stinging of bees, like they get themselves stung to death. And so in the future, this filmmaker is making a movie about this because she's been obsessed with the story, and the person who's playing the main character is a prominent like lesbian actress, and it seems like the movie's gonna go between current day and past. So looks good, excited. Waking the Marrow by Heather Rigney. This is a fantasy horror about mermaids. That's all we need to know. Into the Drowning Deep by Mira Grant. Wow, this is another horror fantasy about mermaids. So honestly, already this crop of books is better than the last one. Ring Shout by Jelly P. Clark. I'm saying that completely wrong, but like the name will be on the screen. So this seems to be a historical fiction horror about like a birth of a nation. If you don't know what that is, it's like this really racist movie that was popular in the 20s. And it seems like in this book, the KKK are demons, and this woman is like a hellfighter, a Harlem hellfighter is what the description says, is she's planning on sending these KKK demons back to hell. So honestly, sounds like fire. Imaginary Friend by Stephen Chbosky. I actually have this book, so doing well already. So this book is about this boy who goes missing, and he comes back like a week later. But he comes back only hearing a voice in his mind that like obviously he's the only one who can hear it, and this voice tells him that he needs to build a treehouse or his mother and everyone in the town's going to die. Well, it doesn't say they're going to die, but they'll never be the same, which to me means they're going to die. So yeah, The Shining by Stephen King. So yeah, The Shining is about this woman. Well, from what I understand, I've never seen the movie, sacrilege, I know. It's about this woman and her husband's an author, and I'm pretty sure he's like losing his mind. He's either losing his mind or he's abusive, and they end up in this like hotel, and he really loses his mind. So I've heard that the book is better than the movie, and now I can finally be a part of that opinion club. And lastly, we have The Island by Adrienne McKenty. His family goes on this vacation to this island that it seems like they were not even supposed to go to, but they go to because it's like disconnected from social media, civilization, all of this. And they end up running into the locals who are not nice. And so it kind of turns into like a fight for their lives, I think. Interested. And so yeah, that's the next 13 picks for the months of September through November. Halloween for like October, I have like all these ideas for what I want to do, which this is like an overarching idea, not necessarily like just an October idea. But yeah, the next 13 books, hopefully they're good. This selection of books seems better than the last one. And I will be back with an update about how the last one went, like a wrap up for the Summerween within the next couple of weeks. But until then, let me know if y'all have read any of these books, if you've liked them, if, you know, you didn't like them, what about them didn't you like? You know, like and subscribe, and I'll see y'all next time. Bye.